Yeah, looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in they DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT behind the glass. That G Money. They with a strong. I never lose. 6-man elite. That's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe that. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's Sports Roundtable. Yes, sir. We're back live from our virtual studios overlooking the digital world. Yes, sir. We got a full crew tonight as we got all the boxes filled in. We're looking like Hollywood Squares, baby. I'm your humble host, H.O. from Bankhead. And to my right, I have one of my good friends who is very, very happy tonight because he's here to gloat and to celebrate and to be happy about the Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. Mr. Bob Lancaster is in the building. Bowling Bob, what's up, Bob?
It's good to be back with y'all finally. I know we've been talking the last couple of weeks and just hadn't worked out on being in. So finally, I was able to clear the schedule up just enough to brag about my Seahawks.
There you go. Absolutely. And down at the bottom of Bob, we go see how much during the Ballers and Busters we go see each other. As he has his shank, he done made me go all the way outside. I done went outside of my deck and picked up me just a little some, just in case. Just in case.
Wow.
I don't like what's being said.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Mr. Coach is in the building. Coach, what's happening, bro?
Quick question. Did the sun come out today?
It was 60 degrees, yes. And it
Depending on where you was at, yeah. Depending on where you was at.
What color was the sky?
It rained
I'm pretty sure I saw 3-point Tar Heel blue up in the sky today.
I think so too.
It rained today.
Yeah, it rained where you were.
2, 3.
Lord have mercy.
Gonna be a long day, a long night for you, H.O. Long night.
Yeah, it's all good. I can look. I'm a man of steel. I can take it.
Look like you got some steel. I ain't gonna say too much.
Look, don't use the word steel too loosely there, sir.
No.
Yeah. Man, I should have worn my referee shirt. Down at the bottom left, the most famous last name. He took a break last week because he had to do some catching up on his own show, DNA Sports. Mr. Asa Brown is in the building. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, H.O.? Bob, you've had a good sports year. Your Seattle Mariners went pretty deep into the baseball playoffs. Now your Seahawks is all about that great Northwest.
It was
What's
a good
up,
year.
Coach?
Good year in the Northwest, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, Bob, I do have to ask you this before you start before you start your celebration. Now tell me how in the world Sam Donaldson gets a check for $178,000 for winning the Super Bowl, but because of taxes, he owes the state of Los Angeles $249,000. Make it make sense.
I wish I could make it make sense. One thing, one thing you got to worry about here too. I mean, taxes is going to be a big thing when we start talking about the Seahawks here, because there's about to be a sale, of this team based upon the wishes of Paul Allen's trust. And I think sales tax, and all that is going to make a difference. I mean, there has been talk that of a potential owner possibly wanting to move them out of Seattle. I could imagine that could ever happen. But how much is the team worth now off of a Super Bowl win? I mean, gotta be a couple billion more.
Yeah, that's crazy. Whew.
They're not gonna let that happen, man. They can look to see what the fallout was with when the Supersonics left the area and what kind of hole that kind of left in professional basketball. But they just need to come to the table, because that tax thing, HO, every state is obviously different, right? Like, people love to go to Texas and Florida because there is no tax, really. There's no income, but
right.
Play on the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington. They got to, it's a give and take, right? That's how those states kind of keep some things in order. And I know in California this might sound crazy, but that's how they keep their roads up. But there's so many people. That's the reason why they have hectic.
But let me ask you
traffic.
Let me ask you this, then. Is this why California gets mostly the Super Bowl? They're getting a little piece of that when all the LA teams get the Super Bowl?
Man, they get the weather. That's the reason. That's why it's always in Florida and always in California. It's the weather.
Big travel states too. A lot of people will travel to places like Florida, and travel to places like California, to go to a Super Bowl. But yeah, that I think those two, as far as states, when you're playing in an outdoor stadium, make the most sense. If you're playing in a dome stadium, you can go just about anywhere. But yeah, if you want to have an outdoor deal, yeah, definitely go to a place.
Even with the dome, Bob, nobody had fun going to Indianapolis.
Or
nobody
Minnesota.
Had fun. Nobody had fun going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Hell, nobody had fun coming to Atlanta when it was bad weather. I don't care if it's in the dome. Mm-hmm. Most of your activities going to still be outside. So,
I agree. Got to say what's up to the SRT channels. I see Var, the Dez is in the building, and anybody else. If I miss you, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to Sports Roundtable and the SRT crew. Before we continue, let's go ahead and do some house cleaning. Make sure you like and share the YouTube or the Facebook, whichever one you choose that you're on. Make sure you like and share, and go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell to make sure that you don't miss any live shows, anything that's popping up with SRT, man. And go to srtradio.com for news, notes, and all that information too. So make sure you do all that. And now we're about to get into some talk. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Here we go. I got to get my new banners up.
Blue skies.
It is time for some hot news.
Hot news.
Blazing, hot, scorching, on fire, red hot. This is why I'm hot. It's the Sports Roundtable Hot News.
You already know the hot news is sponsored by our good old friends Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Big Easy Grill, the best Louisiana seafood in town. It is considered Atlanta's best kept secret. Some may call it a hole in the wall, but them red beans, the rice, and the shrimp, catfish, nuggets, the whole shebang will get you going. Make sure you get over to 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Big Easy Grill is the place to be, the place to go. Come on out there. We'll let you know the next time the SRT crew get out there. We'll gladly show you around and offer you a shrimp or two and things of that nature. Make sure you remember, mention SRT or Sports Roundtable. Gives a 10% discount on any meals, $25 or more. All right, fellas. In one word, I'm going to ask you, the Super Bowl was, and you go give me the one word. Should Bob participate in this? Because I think we all know what his one word would be. But we'll let him participate.
Yeah, let him participate. We want to hear what this word's going to be.
All right, Bob. the Super Bowl in one word was
Domination.
domination. Okay. One word with multiple syllables. All right, Coach, what you got?
Sleep. No, it wasn't. No, I ain't gonna say that. It was defensive. Let's put it that way.
Defensive. All right, Asa, what you got?
Can I use a phrase instead of a word? Is that fair?
Do how you want to do it, bro.
Sunday night football.
Okay.
If you know what if you know what I mean, like it didn't feel like the Super Bowl. It felt like a Sunday night football game.
So what you saying? You didn't like Bad Bunny? They should come out and say it.
No. I didn't like Chris Collinsworth.
Oh Lord, everybody got to be on Chris
Awful.
Collinsworth.
Awful, Asa. Awful.
Collinsworth
So that's why.
tried
That's the reason why I said Sunday night football. Like I ain't want to hear that Joker. Then he was wrong half the time.
All right, my one word was wow. Like, wow. Just the dark, what is it called? The dark side? The dark men? What is it called? The
Dark
defense?
side. Mm-hmm.
Dark side.
Dark side.
Who are you taking, the dark side or Legion of Boom?
For me, what made the Legion of Boom so special was safeties and corners. What makes the dark side domination all around? I mean, you got the offense, the defensive line, as well as the safeties and corners. I mean, it may be the best defensive line I know I've ever seen with the Seahawks. Just nonstop go. But if you look at the stats, they're not a terribly big sacking defense. That's not their forte, but they're just really good about getting there and getting in, the QB's head. And when you got a young kid, quarterback and a Super Bowl team nervous, the first couple of times they got him, all of a sudden you started seeing him looking around. He wasn't trying to look at his receivers. He was trying to see who was coming after him. And, it made all the difference in the world for 3 quarters.
Hey, Seattle defensive line was chasing after Drake May so much, you would think Drake May had asthma because he couldn't breathe.
Hey, Joe, when they showed, I don't know, it wasn't as much as they wanted to dump on Campbell, New England's left tackle. That center or the guy next to the center, right guard, left guard, when he got bulldozed and picked up and ran right back into the quarterback on like the third play of the third
that
play
was
of
awesome.
the game.
Look, he sacked the quarterback and the blocker.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, that's blood is in the water. So that's the reason why. That's the reason why. Oh boy, look confused the rest of the game because like. I don't have no time. If they picking up my guy here on the left tackle, they picking him up and driving him 4 yards, and I'm already doing the 5-yard drop back, and he's getting bulldozed 4 of them yards immediately.
They never seen a defense like that in the AFC. I mean, there is nothing comparable. I mean, Denver was the best defense they saw, and
You should have lost to him.
Yeah, the entire year. So. To see the quickness, the youth, of Seattle, you've got, a rookie, that stars that defense. So the youth in there, the guys that haven't won a title before that desperately wanted to win, you just saw that. It was, like I said, it was the most complete defense I've ever seen for Seattle. Again, Legion of Boom was special, but that was punishing safeties and punishing corners that were just going to hit you, so you were scared to throw it anywhere near the middle. I mean, it just, this was, you have your quickness on the corners. Safeties were decent. That's not, they weren't the best in the league of safety, but yeah, the pressure and the ability to dominate the line, just kept New England from doing anything. Couldn't establish a run game, and then, like you said, when he was pushed back I knew. I was like, this is it. I mean, that's when I first got the feeling. I was like, we may have already played our Super Bowl when we played the Rams, and this is going to be an exhibition game for us, and that's pretty much what it turned into.
You wasn't. I don't know if you was on. I think we said that. HO did we sound like the NFC Championship game, the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Whoever gets whoever wins that will beat New England.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Boom.
You going with the Boom?
Yeah, they play like they had personal problems.
Coach, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with you with the Boom too. What I would say to you, Bob, next year, y'all will still be a problem. I think the Boom had a lot more veterans. To your point, you mentioned about these guys being young, so they still learning how to play with one another. Basically, that Legion of Boom, everybody knew what they were supposed to do, and they were allowed to freelance. And so you had who was your middle linebacker? Warner. You had guys that were like, I'm not, huh?
Bobby Wagner, I think.
Bobby Wagner, yeah.
Yeah, Wagner, Chancellor, yeah. I mean,
you had guys that could free,
I mean,
that could play free and be loose and not be rigid. I think your guys this year, everybody still is having to play.
You got the young legs, so they are like fast and quick.
And you look at the body of work too. I mean, we did this against Drake May. The Legion of Boom did that against Peyton Manning in a dominating fashion.
Well, that was an old Peyton Manning. So
but I mean, if you look at that, like you said, the Legion of Boom was vets. That was a 2-year run, and then it ended. And this could be the start of a run. I mean, we're with the youth and the vets that we do have on there. And a young head coach, only losing on, our offensive coach to the Raiders, that's, that would hurt me more if our head coach didn't call the defensive plays, and he's not going anywhere. So, it could be, a little bit more of a run, especially now that we have now taken over running our house again. That was the biggest thing for me, was we started to lose confidence in our own home field. And once this year we started getting back into letting the fans dictate how games are played at that stadium, that's what changed it all for us. I mean, we knew going in the Seahawks were dominating on the road. I think they had won like 9 or 10 in a row on the road. I mean, they were unstoppable, but they just didn't have the aura of winning at home anymore. And it just, that something switched with them. The team bought in. That was the biggest thing. You watch those games and you see guys, tight ends blocking, running backs blocking. There wasn't, I mean, you could say Jackson Smith, Njigba was the star, but I mean, was he? I mean, it was an all around thing where he was, I mean, I think we can honestly say was ineffective in the Super Bowl. I mean, he didn't have that great of a game.
Yeah. Bob, what do you say to the people who say that if Denver would have been there, then you may not have launched the Lombardi Trophy? What do you say to them people?
If what now?
If Denver would have represented the AFC.
Wouldn't have made a difference. You still got a second-year quarterback running that thing, and again, they haven't seen a defense like that in the AFC. There is nobody comparable. The AFC was so weak this year that I knew coming out that an NFC team was going to win the Super Bowl this year. I was about 75% sure it was going to be an NFC West team. I was about 10% sure it was going to be the Seattle Seahawks. I really honestly thought rolling into this year, the Rams were the team to beat. I mean, I knew it didn't matter. I mean, you played that type of game. I mean, the Denver Broncos front offensive line wasn't going to hold that either. I mean, it was just meant to be. The right complete team won the Super Bowl this year, from special teams to defense to not turning the ball over the entire postseason. We did not turn the ball over the entire playoffs. Gonna be tough to beat a team that don't turn it over. Sam Darnold managed us.
Grumbling over there. What you got to say, buddy?
Man, they'd have ran all the college years out of Bo Nix if he was back there. When they had a chance. He be running for his life. Help, mama. Help.
All right, Bob, you got something in the comment.
Yeah, I mean Houston's defense, was probably the best that the Broncos saw. I mean that's a fair shake, But the problem is they've got a quarterback that turns the ball over so ridiculously much that it equates out to whatever. It equates out to whatever that defense is going to do for you. I mean, again, that was the problem with Sam Darnold in Minnesota, was that when it came to the playoff time, he had to do too much. And when he started throwing the ball around, it was, turning over. I think he had 4 turnovers in that game, the first game of the Minnesota playoff. And here, all he had to do was manage. And they lucked out by having a running back committee with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. So when Charbonnet went down with the injury, he had such fresh legs from not having to be the main hog, all the time, running the ball. And so, there was 3 things that I said had to happen. No turnovers. We got to run the ball. And Sam Darnold can't throw interceptions, and we can't turn the ball over. All 3 of those things happened. Kenneth Walker was phenomenal the entire playoffs. I mean, just fantastic. Everybody was like, hey, Jason Myers should have won the MVP. Jason Myers should have won the MVP. No. Kenneth Walker complete for 4 games.
I disagree.
Carried us.
I disagree with you, Bob. Is it the MVP for the playoffs or the MVP for the game?
160 yards rushing in the Super Bowl.
So let me ask you a question. Your kicker goes 3 for 5 instead of 5 for 5. Mm-hmm. What's the score at the end of the game now?
Oh, I don't.
You won 29-13, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So take away 6 of those points.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
I'm saying is,
I'm not to take away from him. I mean, again, Jason Myers.
What you mean, Coach?
You said the kicker's MVP.
The kicker went 6 for 6. Or 7 for 7. He kicked all his field goals and the extra points. What I'm saying is, if he misses 2 of those, if he misses 2 of those, y'all lose the game. We're all here talking about, oh man, that kicker muffed.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
you can't.
In order for him to get
now to
go ahead. His point, in order for him to kick those field goals,
Kenneth Walker
had to run.
Did he score? I thought the name of the game was scoring.
No, he didn't.
He got him down there to score.
He had 135 yards. He got 135 yard rushing,
no 26 in passing.
So he never,
he had almost 160 purpose yards. Yeah. Now,
all purpose yards.
We can sit here.
So in fantasy league, he would have just picked up just PPR yards, no touchdown point.
Here's my
13, 14 points for the kicker in fantasy.
Here's why I'm pushing back on this, Bob. Here's why I'm pushing back on this.
No, there's no pushback. You're right. I mean,
your kicker, special teams can dictate a game.
Oh.
So if like I said, if he goes 3 for 5, then that means there are a couple of drives that you all don't decide to kick it. You wind up going for.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's 50-50 on whether or not you get it or not. And now we're talking a difference in field position and maybe how New England attacks you all going the other way. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying when a kicker goes 3 for 5 and misses an extra point and misses field goals, and at the end of the game you losing the game by 3 points or you're losing the game by 2, and you wishing you had those points earlier, and now you got to go for 2 and you don't get those 2. We all will sit here and start putting it on your special teams and the kicker. Now I get a guy that goes 7 for 7 as far as 5 field goals and 2 extra points. And in a game in which you were only up 12-0. It wasn't like he was kicking these field goals and you were already up 17-0 and now he's putting on 20-23. No. You needed those 3 points. It was 3-0. It was 6-0. It was 9-0. It was 12-0. That's the kicker. That's the MVP.
My thing though is if you say he's the MVP, then you got to put Michael Dixon in the chat for MVP. I mean,
for defense,
7 punts. He kicked 3 within the 6-yard line, and they returned it for 4 total yards.
So
he's
I
unreal.
have, yeah, I would have no problem. The reason why I wouldn't go with the punter in this case, granted, he dictated field position, but he didn't score no points. I thought the last thing I know in any sport is when you change the scoreboard, that's the most important thing. The last time I checked,
if they would
were you a kicker in high school, Asa?
No.
If they would have given it to him, I would have clapped. I'd have been like, "Hey, very deserving." I just, I knew it wasn't going to happen. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but
this was the game.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But they don't get into that field position without Kenneth Walker getting the ball downfield.
Granted, listen, I can say the same thing. You just say the same thing about Sam Donaldson. He didn't have any turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
He had a late touchdown. I'll say this. Hey, Coach, who do you blame for Buffalo losing to the Giants back in 90?
The coach.
Oh, it's the coach now, not the kicker. Not old boy missing it. Now old boy missing it the other way around. Now it's the coach.
Oh, it's always the coach. That's they always blame everything.
Okay.
The team lose the coach.
All right.
Never the players.
Who do we give credit for New England's 3 Super Bowls? Vinatieri or Tom Brady? I'm just asking the question here. Listen.
Who's going in the Hall of Fame this year?
I know about getting it first. It'll be Vinatieri. When his time comes up.
Let me say this. Before H.O. say something, let me say this. The last couple of weeks, I've been agreeing with you for some strange reason. I don't know why. I don't know what's in there. Now it's time for me to get back on my disagreement train. So I'm disagreeing with you just because. I can't agree with you all the time.
I know you don't agree because you know I'm right. I know it bothers you that I'm right on this one. If everybody stops and thinks about it, if he had missed those kicks, we would be right now on this show dumping on him.
Crapping on him. I 100%
100% be dumping on him, and it changes the game. But we all agree when they got the 12-0 and and New England had not even crossed midfield at 12-0, it felt like the game was over.
Well, Asa,
that's why we knew.
There you go, Asa, in the chat.
Yes. Listen, if Vinatieri misses any one of those 3 field goals, New England don't have 3 Super Bowls. Matter of fact, they don't even get to the first one if he misses the one against the Raiders.
Well, to Bob's point, to Dad's point, the defense probably should have won MVP because they made sure that New England didn't have no points.
This was the first time though, H.O., where you literally could have handed the MVP to the team because it was like. It was a total team effort between kicking, punting, defense.
Yeah, they played a perfect game.
No turnovers on the offensive side and a good running game. Yeah, this was it was as complete. I mean, obviously, I knew it was between Jason Myers and Kenneth Walker, for the MVP. But again, it was such a complete that anybody could have won it. It could have been on the defensive guy. The guy that had the pick 6, he could have won it. I mean, if you wanted to pick, that's what they did. That's what they did when the Seahawks won their first Super Bowl. It was the guy that returned the pick 6.
Yeah, but
H.O., I'll say this, H.O. Your commentators sometimes, when I say they determine who gets it, like the commentators sometimes can sway the public opinion. I don't think this is the reason why I didn't like Collinsworth and who was doing it. They didn't put enough emphasis on what that defense was doing and or what the special teams was doing. This joker was still talking about Drake May getting into rhythm midway through the third because he had just completed 2 passes in a row. But he's getting into rhythm.
Yeah.
I just, you know what I mean? Like, when you watch the game, the commentators really had you thinking New England was still in this game. If you were not watching and just listening on the radio, I bet people thought it was like, oh, they might be in this game. No, they're not. They never were.
I agree. But real quick, we'll go turn the page. Anybody watching the Winter Olympics? And if you are, what has been good about it?
The lunch, huge.
And remember,
the U.S. are winning medals.
This is a family show.
The
Yeah,
U.S. are winning medals, like a lot of medals. I can't believe it. But
Norway is leading in the medal count though.
right now, hockey,
Right now,
U.S.
yeah.
gonna take hockey unless they run into Canada. But I wasn't disappointed, but I was just in tears about what happened to Lindsey Vonn. I mean, I just hope and said, Lord, please don't let her run into anything and let her just finish. That's all I want to do, just finish. But it wasn't meant to be. And
No,
now,
it's
so
a shame.
far, she's had 3 surgeries. 3.
For me, it's
But-
Yeah,
you
players
know,
up Vonn.
for me,
Yeah.
it's the hope that a guy like me could make it to the Olympics by being a curler. I mean, that's that gives me hope that I could be an Olympic athlete. So I'm all about watching the curling, and how that's catching on in America is unbelievable. I mean, now you've got I think I was reading an article where 4 of the pros are planning on starting a curling league here in the United States, and it's backed by like some NFL guys. I think JJ Watt was in on the ownership group of that, trying to get curling here for like a professional league. And but I think that's been the most broadcasted event in the Olympics so far. I imagine hockey will take that over once the Canadians start playing men's hockey, but curling right now has been the most popular sport, and that's the last 2 Olympics.
You know what's so good? You know what's good about the Winter Olympics? The USA gear. The gear is amazing. The gear is so much better than the Summer Olympics gear that it just, the gear is the one. Yeah, the USA gear is the one that has grabbed my attention. Got me online searching for some winter gear with USA.
Well, I know about bobsled, skeleton, deluge on the ladies' side.
Why is
I
Snoop
know
Dogg
about
there?
Norwegian speed skating. That's all I know.
It is the equivalent of track and field in the summertime for me. So
Why is Snoop Dogg there? Can anybody tell me why?
Because that's the greatest entertainment of all time at the Winter Olympics. This is my favorite thing about the Olympics. It's my favorite thing.
Hey, Coach, Snoop Dogg's image is about as a 360 as Sam Darnold's career in football. He's gone from death row, literally death row, to Uncle Snoop. And Sam has gone from a complete bust to a quarterback NFL champion.
Well, he owns Death Row now.
Well, I said literal, but I'm talking about literally.
Oh, I know. But he went from literally Death Row to owning Death Row.
Owning Death Row. So, hey, listen.
To getting all his masters back and everything.
Yep. You can hang around long enough, man. Good things usually can happen for you. I
agree. All right, let's get to our last thing. I'm going to read off some things, fellas, about the Hall of Fame inductees, and I'm going to just need 1 or 2 words. Number 1, Drew Brees, quarterback, New Orleans Saints, San Diego Chargers, Super Bowl champion and MVP, 13-time Pro Bowl selection, retired ranked near the top of all-time passing yards and touchdowns, credited with transforming the New Orleans Saints franchise and leading one of the most prolific passing offenses in NFL history. One of the most accurate and impactful quarterbacks in his era. Bob, what do you say?
I mean, for a guy that no one wanted because he was damaged goods when he left the Chargers to do what he did after that, rallied a city in need. I mean, it was it needed something to
right after Katrina too.
Yeah, it was something they needed something, and he'll forever be known as a GOAT just for that alone. I mean, it was just, again, it was special for what the city needed at the time he brought it. Not no doubter for me. I mean, unanimous. You know, he's one of the greats. I mean, when you talk about the great quarterbacks of all time, he's on that list. So there was no doubt he was getting in.
All right, Coach. After you hear me read all those accolades for Drew Brees, what do you got to say?
Why even discuss it? He's a Hall of Famer. Basically, no question. It shouldn't even be argued.
Hey, so what you got?
Fair. I have no problem. No issue.
Next, Larry Fitzgerald, wide receiver, Arizona Cardinals, left-time Pro Bowl selection, second all-time in reception at his retirement, legendary 2008 playoff run, known for his elite professionalism, durability, and leadership and hands, one of the most respected wide receivers in NFL history. Coach, when you hear that, what do you say about Larry Fitzgerald?
I let Larry Fitzgerald date my daughter. without even blinking, because I know one, she in good hands, quote unquote.
I thought I was
to worry about no dropping. And two, I mean, I don't think of any other player in NFL history that is as professional as him. I don't know who it is. If it is, it's got to be some. I don't know. He should be a Walter Payton. If he did work for Walter Payton Award, when it should be him every year, because he just plays the game like it's supposed to, without any arguments, without any controversy. The only thing I don't like about him, he almost beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl, because when he ran that touchdown, I almost had some tears coming out of my eyes. Like, Lord,
should have been the MVP, even though they lost.
Hey, so what you got to say about Larry Fitzgerald?
Jerry Rice, he's the only wide receiver I've seen truly, and they mentioned the playoff run, but I can't think of even with Jerry Rice, you had other weapons. Larry Fitzgerald is the only wide receiver I know to literally carry a team for, well, you know what, maybe Megatron, but outside of that, to carry a team 4 straight games to a Super Bowl and come within a half a minute of, like, really won it, and then the drive by Pittsburgh to win it, to take it back, and another awesome catch by Holmes. Like Coach just said, we thought Arizona won it. He ran that thing back 60-some-odd yards. We thought it was over, right, Coach? You thought it was over. And
it was
so, yeah, no doubt. Hands down, I'm glad he got to play in the Super Bowl. Sometimes you get great players that don't ever sniff NFC or AFC championship, but he got to play in the Super Bowl. And like I said, I wouldn't have had a problem with him being the MVP. I think him and Terrell Owens are the only 2 guys I've seen in the Super Bowl that probably should have won the MVP, even though they lost.
Right. Hey, Coach, look what Dad said.
That's anybody in the NFC South, really, until Brady got to the Buccaneers.
Dez, you wrong for that. It's funny, but you're wrong.
That's tough right there. All right, next person. Lou Kuechly, linebacker, Carolina Panthers. 2013 Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time Pro Bowl in just 8 seasons. Elite football IQ, defensive leadership, retired early due to concussion concerns. He was pure dominance, and his pure dominance outweighed his longevity. Asa, Luke Kuechly,
the Mike Singletary of our generation.
All right, Bob, what you got?
I mean, I put him at that time as good as Ray Lewis. I was worried that his longevity would keep him out of the Hall of Fame. I'm glad it didn't. He's deserving to be there. I'm really surprised he got in as quick as he did. But again, his numbers for when he played speak for themselves. So again, I was a little surprised he got in, but this quickly. But I mean, you can't take nothing away from him.
There you go, Coach. What you got for Luke Kuechly?
Here you go again. Another one.
Yeah. What you got to say, Coach?
I'm like, Bob, is 8 seasons, that kind of was a question mark. But I mean, when you 7 out of 8 and all pro, That says a whole lot. I didn't think he's gonna get in on the first ballot either. But
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Joe, all you gotta do is circle one play with Cooper on how good he was. That play he was covering play for Atlanta, talking about terrorizing. Julio Jones, 50 yards down the field.
Yeah. Tough.
Just go to that play. You got a middle linebacker covering one of the best wide receivers, period, step for step.
All right, here we go. Next one. Adam Vinatieri, kicker, New England Patriots, Indianapolis Colts. 4-time Super Bowl champ, game-winning kicks in 2 Super Bowls, all-time scoring leader at his retirement. The most clutch kicker in NFL history by some. All right, Bob. Or should I start with since Ace is talking about kickers? Should I start with Ace on this?
Probably. I think we all agree here. I mean, when you're one of the best ever at the position, why aren't you? What's going to keep you out of the Hall of Fame? I mean, he's one of the absolute best in his position.
The best 2 franchises he can actually play for to win.
And
yeah,
having met him many, many, many times, he's a stand-up dude too. So I was really, really happy for him to get in. It's probably my third happiest. Obviously, Larry Fitzgerald, number 1 for me. I want to say real quick, just to go back on that on Larry Fitzgerald. Seeing him 2 times a year. My dad's favorite player, was Larry Fitzgerald. I wrote a post about him on Facebook when he got in. I was like, I'm not ashamed to say Larry Fitzgerald was probably one of my all-time favorite players too. So super excited that he got in. Roger Craig, though, was up there for me too. So we'll talk about him in a sec. But yeah, Adam Vinatieri, no doubt for me. I mean, he's the best. If not the best, one of the best.
Coach, what you got? I know this.
Thank you, Adam Vinatieri. Thank you for missing that. Thank you for missing that field goal against the Steelers to get us to the Super Bowl when Indianapolis played Pittsburgh. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, it's on you now. What you got?
Listen, I said my piece earlier.
4-time Super Bowl guy.
I said my piece earlier. If he misses any of those, there's 2 or 3 Super Bowls that New England doesn't have. So when people be like, "Oh, I don't know how they could give it to a kicker," we gonna dump on him on one side, on a kicker on one end, but then don't want to give the praise to him on the other end. That's that's nasty work, in my opinion. So, but well deserving, like you said, for 2 franchises, for Indianapolis and for New England.
Yeah, my last on the list is, to me, got to be one of the most underrated NFL guys ever all time, Mr. Roger Craig, first running back, if you don't know, in history to do 1,000-yard rush and 1,000-yard receiving in the same season. 3-time Super Bowl winner, pioneer of the dual threat running back role, underrated innovator and offensive versatility is Mr. Roger Craig. Talk to me, Bob.
Man, there's 2 people that I've always spoke for when it comes to why are they not in the Hall of Fame, Dale Murphy and Roger Craig. And you just said exactly what it is. You look at his body of work on paper and you're like, oh, it doesn't stick out to you because he did it all. I mean, he was the Bijan Robinson of that generation. Those teams, those San Francisco teams, they aren't Super Bowl winners without him. And when they went to knock on that door, guess who it was there? The whole entire team, because that's in the Hall of Fame, because they knew that he deserved to be in there. It's a travesty that it took so long to get in. He is, to me, was a first ballot Hall of Famer just from importance alone and what he brought to that 49er squad back in those days. But yeah, I was so happy for him.
Hold on, Bob, real quick. Des, this is when you should have been posting about this, because Roger Craig was in the same division with the Falcons when Roger Craig was playing. So this is when you need to be putting this is another guy who terrorized the Falcons.
Yeah, those dynasties had some weird alignments back in the day. 5 teams.
The Falcons was in the NFC West.
NFC West, yeah. Same with the Saints. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Coach. What you got? Roger Craig.
I mean, he's long overdue. I'm glad it was real emotional for him. I'm glad he finally got in. It's long overdue.
Mm-hmm. Ace, go ahead, bro.
I think this, to me, this should show when you have these dynasties or you have these great offense or even defense, but mainly offense. When you have people like Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Roger Craig, when you have the triplets, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and old boy down there in Miami. When you have those kind of teams, or you have those guys in St. Louis, and the St. Louis Rams with, you mentioned, now I'm losing all my wide receivers' name. But you have these guys when it's just not in that offense. It's just not one guy. It's really the combination of all three. I don't know how they do it, and maybe it's too late now, whatever. But I feel like those type of teams, all three guys should get in at the same time.
Yeah.
So to Bob's point, everybody knew Joe Montana, everybody knew Jerry Rice, but in a time when the running back was probably more important than the wide receiver or even the quarterback in those early '80s to late '80s to early '90s, to leave Roger Craig out so long,
yeah, that is pretty tough.
Didn't make sense.
I gotta ask Coach a question about that. Coach, do you give Bill Walsh credit for getting Roger Craig to be a multi-facet running back, receiving and rushing? Nope. Or do you give it to the Mississippi Valley State coach?
I give it to Mississippi Valley State coach. I'm gonna forever say that. He took the idea, nothing wrong with it. I mean, coaches get stuff from each other every day. Nothing wrong with it. He took it and used it to help his team win. That's what you're supposed to do. So I've been a coach for 20-something years. I borrowed some stuff from some folks, so that's what he did. Nothing wrong with it. I'm glad that they gave him credit for it, even though he used it and didn't say he the one came up with it, which he didn't. But, moving on.
All right, that's good enough. All right, with that being said, it is Bob up the bat to go ahead and bring us home with some hometown Atlanta Braves report.
Uh-oh.
Bob, it's on you, bro. Let me make sure I get everybody up and ready for this. All right, here we go. All right, Bob. Atlanta Braves pitchers and catchers are in Florida right now as we speak. What say you about the offseason, about the Atlanta Braves? Can you give me a rating or a grade?
Well, let's see here. Your big free agent signing, as shortstop won't be on the team. That's a great start. Spencer Schwellenbach, projected to be in your rotation, is going to be out possibly the year. We're probably going to have elbow surgery for bone spurs. They had to put Jimenez on the 60-day DL. That's a great start. Poor. I mean, again, he can AA can sit there and say that he's not being constricted financially by ownership group, and I'm not buying that story anymore. There was plenty of pitching available for you to go after, and now we're stuck in a spot where we're gonna have to make an offer to somebody that probably isn't deserving of a big money offer. Someone like a Zach Gallen is the best available. But these people, on social media, they're like, hey, why aren't we making an offer for Skubal? And I'm like, who are we gonna trade? I mean, Acuna ain't walking out that door. Drake Baldwin ain't walking out that door. But yeah, nothing. We improved the bullpen again. That's great. I mean, that's fantastic. We improved the bullpen last year, and look what happened. Everybody got injured, and bullpen wasn't improved whatsoever. So, really, really disappointed. I really want to see an impact starter brought along this year. But it's going to make me pay attention more to spring ball. We got a stud in Owen Murphy finally healthy, and he is finally healthy. He is on the spring training invitee list. I'm excited to see him. Waldrop, appears to be healthy and ready to go. You got to hope one of them guys steps up, or else it's going to be another long year. I mean, again, the professionalism and the group we have will always get us to 80 plus wins. I mean, I don't think we're a cellar dweller by any means, but are we beating the Dodgers? Are we beating the Mets? I mean, probably not. We're definitely not beating the Dodgers. I mean, it's again, I'm just tired of the whole thing that that he comes out and says he's not constricted by money. Well, why aren't we spending any? That's what I'm understanding. You backed yourself into a corner of having to go get Ha-Seong Kim again. And, again, now you're paying him to do nothing because it's a 1-year deal and you get nothing out of that 1-year deal. So, now unless you sign him back for next year for cheaper because he isn't going to play this year. So, but just real disappointed in what I've seen. No difference makers at all. And so you got to hope the guys we have really step up. Sean Murphy is out for at least two months, maybe 3 to start the year. So luckily we have Drake Baldwin. We signed Jonah Heim yesterday. So it looks like Jonah Heim's going to be will be on the backup to Drake Baldwin. But you lose Ozuna. He signed with the Pirates for $10 million here a couple days ago. So you've got to fill a DH spot for a guy that even though he had his troubles here, he was crapped on by the fans for the domestic violence stuff. Produced. I mean, last year his production went down a little bit because he had the hip tear. But 2 years ago, I mean, he was a top 5 for the MVP. I mean, so you lose that production, and so it's just not nothing earth shattering. But again, when you don't have the farm systems you had, I know I preached on this last year. When you don't have that farm system anymore, there's no next guy up no more. So eventually you got to make moves. Or you blow it up and you start again like they had to do last time. And they're painfully close to where I didn't like this team before when they had, BJ, Justin Upton. They were good enough to get to the playoffs, but never good enough to do anything past like the first round. Mm-hmm. Now I just don't even think that they are good enough to get to the playoffs. I think they're above 500 team, but, just not, I'm hoping that I can – project, saying the Seahawks were going to be 9-8 this year and not make the playoffs. I'm hoping that I can project the same thing with the Braves this year. But
come on, give me some of that juju.
Yeah, they ain't doing nothing to give me no hope, HO, and it's scary.
Hey, I was just for sure that AA was gonna make a play for Freddie, but from Milwaukee.
Yeah, Peralta. Yeah,
Peralta. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Freddie Peralta. I just knew.
And that's the thing. They'll come out later on this year and say, "Hey, yeah, we had interest in him," but they don't want to pay him because they get scared when it comes to anything over 4 years. Well, the new market in MLB now insisted if you want a prime player like that, you've got to go 5 to 7. I mean, we saw that. With the Freddie Freemans, those kind of things is that they aren't willing to go past 5 years for anybody. And now everybody else is willing to give those deals. Mm-hmm. And the ones that are taking less deals are going to go to the Dodgers where they know they can have a shot to win a championship because there ain't no salary caps, obviously. So, the Dodgers just keep going and going and going, and kudos to them for spending that money. I mean, I can sit here and hate on what a superstar team that is, but kudos to them for building that. I mean, you get people to commit. That's what you do.
All right, Bob. Let's go down this dark street that we really want to talk about. Braves not being on. What is it called now?
The MLB TV package, or not on the Fox Sports anymore.
Yeah, FanDuel Sports or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Interesting.
So what? How do we watch the Braves this year?
So this is still up in the air. I know that AA and representatives have been in Texas because Texas went their own way last year with their doing their own broadcasting rights. I've heard rumors that we may be back on TBS. I mean, that seems to be the big rumor going on is that they are trying.
Is that great TV?
Yeah, they're trying to work a deal to be on TBS. And then they'll work a local channel too as well, to where you'll be able to watch them if you don't have TBS. But yeah, this is from what I understand is they are trying to work some kind of deal with TBS. But Texas is like I said, they're just new into this, as well, going on their own. And what you want to see is because a lot that's what dictates your spending, is a good TV deal. And so if you're able to get yourself a good TV deal, we could see the payroll for the Braves increase. That's a major thing for increasing payroll in MLB.
I got a question, Bob, and HOH. I got a question. But I thought the Braves were bringing all this money in from all of the real estate development around the stadium. I thought money wasn't really. I thought the article I read a few months ago, money wasn't really the issue. Like when they were ranking the most profitable franchises in Major League Baseball, the Braves were top 7, I know for sure, if not top 5. And they were saying about almost 50-50, but I know it was closer to maybe higher than that, but a big portion of their revenue stream was coming from the real estate investment that they made around the Galleria area.
Which is, and you're right, which has been very successful for that team. I mean, it's, what they're bringing in between attendance and what they're getting a thing. But what we're failing to see here, though, is that this isn't a single entity that's owning just the Braves in that area. Liberty Media, this is just a piece of their portfolio. So that money that the Battery and that is all bringing in helps them to finance Formula One, helps there to finance their other, they own a ton of things. This is just one very small piece in the portfolio that's dictated and owned by Formula One. I mean, that's their big thing, is Formula One brings them in billions of dollars, and so, when you read the reports, and I completely understand what you're saying, when you read those reports, you're like, man, they bring in $400 million a year. And, and then just from the Battery alone, then you take the attendance, which has always been really good. I mean, we're averaging, close to, the high 2s to 3 million. The attendance is not a problem. It's one of people consider outside Atlanta to be one of the most premier destination ballparks to go to because of that area. I mean, if you've ever gone there, not just to watch a game, but just to go, it's, I tell my wife, it's a town of its own. I mean, you got the eating places, there's shopping. It's its own little town in there, entertainment with the Fox, was it the Fox that's in there, whatever theater they got going on there. They got a theater in there for entertainment stuff. But yeah, but that's just the thing.
Coca-Cola Roxy.
Yeah, Roxy. That's it. The Coca-Cola Roxy. That's what it is. Yeah. So you have, but it's not just, it's not being used for a single entity. It's being used for a portfolio of things. And so, again, AA is being told. I mean, AA is too good of a general manager to not be getting guys, that we know we can get. But it's, I mean, he's doing it the Braves way, though. I mean, the Braves way is we don't sign guys long term. I mean, it's just that's when's the last time do you remember, HO, that we ever shelled out like a competitive? I mean, we signed Albies to a long deal. We signed Acuna to a long deal. When have we ever signed someone to a competitive long term deal? We got those guys for dirt cheap. I mean,
Even Maddox was a bargain.
Yeah, we ain't getting Acuna for no, $160 million or whatever we paid him back in the day. I mean, Acuna about to get his $500 million here really soon, possibly $600 million. We could be talking $700 million if he stays healthy. I mean, he's gonna get Juan Soto numbers, So Yeah, and the Braves aren't going to give that deal. I mean, he can talk all he wants about how he wants to stay in Atlanta for his career. That's the smartest thing he can say. That's what Freddie Freeman should have said, you know. But Acuna already getting ahead of it because he knows he ain't going to they aren't going to resign him for those type of numbers. They're going to see if he wants to stay here for 210 million, you know. But hey, we'll keep you here for 2 years, and we'll make your annual salary 100 million per year. So it looks like you're the highest payer in baseball. But after you get your 2 years and you age out, then we're not going to give you anything. But that's what the Braves do. They want to age you out, or they want to get you on the cheap when you already aged out, aka Chris Sale. You know, so yeah.
So what do we expect? When you expect Acuna back this year?
What's that?
Acuna, when do you expect him back this year?
I mean, hard tell. It seemed like he healthy enough to be hanging out with Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. So I'm not hopefully soon. I mean, again, we gotta have something, man. It's just I need something to hope for because right now I got nothing to hope for. You know, you just gotta hope that my hope is that you get some bounce back years, some guys that struggled. I mean, Austin Riley being healthy. You really want to see him bounce back, but I mean, let's not act like Austin Riley is the super game changer. He's great for us, but it's not. I mean, when you talk about the premier third basemen in the league, I mean, he's not talked about as being the best. I mean, top 5, not to crap on him or anything because he's a good player, but again, we don't have Acuna is our best player, and so after that. Chris Sale's our best player, is
so how many games you
not
give
good.
us? How many games you give us? 80,
85. I mean, we're good enough. We're good enough to win 85. It's not a bad team. That's the thing. That I think HO. That's what pisses me off. We're not a bad team, but we're not adding to make us a great team. We have enough to get to the playoffs. I mean, I would not be surprised if we ran enough to be a wild card team this year, but there is no way we're good enough to beat the upper echelon of teams in the National League. I mean, that's just not going to happen. I mean, and now we're getting lapped by our division. And that's what you can't happen. Before we ruled that division, now we ain't the rulers of that division no more.
Right.
There, other people picking up guys. The Mets had a great offseason, they lost some guys, but they also
the Mets gonna Met though. It don't matter what they got. They gonna Met. The Mets gonna Met.
They'll always choke themselves, won't they, Asa? I mean, there ain't no doubt about that. But again, but they show their fan base that they want to
they try. Yeah, they do try.
Show our fan base that we want to improve. That's the thing. You ain't showed us nothing. And I keep waiting, that AA's little trick is he going to make a trade here. We got to have another pitcher. Something has got to happen. I mean, but then you got to look at who you're going to have to give up. I mean, Waldrop's got to go. I mean, if someone gets, if you work someone in a trade, look at the prospects that got to go. I mean, that we don't have much. And so if you start taking our prospects, it's going to set us back, and keep setting us back. And it was all the things that, again, before we blew it up this last time, this was the same type of stuff I was starting to see. You recycled older vets, but didn't have nobody there to replace them up, and the guys that we're getting, we've had a great 2-year run of international signings. Those are 16 and 17-year-old kids. We're 4 or 5 years away from seeing what we got in the international draft the last 2 years. We rocked those 2 international drafts. You go through that list, you'll see guys you'd be like, I never heard of them. I follow that type of stuff, and I'm watching a kid from the minute he plays in perfect game, and then who the Braves keep bringing to their Dominican complex, because all those guys love Ronald Acuna, and Ronald Acuna has brought us that, that base of Dominican talent. And so if you constantly look and see who's going through the Braves complex that they have up there, and they're managing to keep those guys, so we've got a bright future ahead in about 4 or 5 years if those guys continue to develop. Again, they may be bust, we don't know, obviously, but based off of what I've seen, what I've read, the reports and stuff, the future looks bright. But that we got to get to that time first. Get us there first.
I got you. All right, real quick, Bob, because I know you got the roll, and I got some. I know you saw the sheet. I got some Mount Rushmore question of the day. I got to get yours before you get out of here. And we'll do ours after you leave, but I got to get your Mount Rushmore of leadoff hitters.
Of who?
Leadoff hitters.
Leadoff hitters?
Mount Rushmore of leadoff hitters. Who are your Mount Rushmore of leadoff hitters?
Well, that's a good question.
Come on now, you're from Seattle. You can't be too far.
I mean, it's hard, because a lot of guys, I always call the leadoff the table setters, and I would say Ichiro's got to be on the list. I mean, he set the table a lot for those guys who hit a lot of RBIs in Seattle. So Ichiro would definitely be on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Raines is on that list. I mean, a guy. Ricky Henderson. I mean,
all right,
Ricky Henderson's probably on the top of the list.
That's three.
For me personally, I don't know. This probably wouldn't be with y'all, but man, Kenny Lofton's on that list for me. That dude, when he got on base, he hit a single, it would be a triple. I mean, he'd steal his way to second and third. So I put Kenny Lofton on the list for me. I don't know all-time greats, but Ricky Henderson definitely number one for me. I mean, I was trying to not leave somebody off that I knew was a great, and Ricky did it all. I mean, Ricky loved Ricky.
You left somebody off that I got on my list, but
what's that?
I'll tell you offline, but I'm gonna get my list afterwards. I'm gonna let you know. I'll text it to you and let you know.
All right, well, yeah, let me know.
All right, Bob. Let everybody know where they can at least find some information about the Braves and keep everybody updated on the TV.
Well, I still got about a couple weeks left of bragging on the Seattle Seahawks. So if you want to follow me at Bowling Bob, and hear me brag for a couple more weeks before I transition over to complaining about the Braves. But at Bowling Bob on Twitter, that's mainly where I'm at. And come chat with me. Baseball time. We're gonna go through it here. So once that reset button gets hit for me, football gets over. I'm all day baseball.
All right, Bob. Thanks for the time, bro, and congratulations on your win, my man.
Thanks, guys. It was good seeing y'all.
All right, man.
All right, Bob.
All right, Bob.
All right, Robert.
There he is, my main man, Bob Lancaster. Jumped on in there, man, and made it happen. Celebration for the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, sir. All right, it is that time. Baller, Busters, and Boy Stop.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it is that time. Baller, Busters, and Boy Stop. Baller this week. The baller this week. Baller this week. Even though the NFL didn't warn us about having our Google Translate on to watch the halftime show, I will give Bad Bunny credit for at least having a real wedding during the halftime Super Bowl. So if you did not know, the couple that got married was a real wedding because they invited him to their wedding, and he couldn't make it because he was at the Super Bowl. So they invited them to the Super Bowl to get married. So baller, it goes out to Bad Bunny for the gesture of that. Even though I couldn't understand anything he said, I should have called one of my Spanish buddies over and say, "Look, every time you sing something, just text it to me." Or I could have cut my Google Translate on, but I wasn't warned. All right, Coach, what you got?
North Carolina.
Yeah. Me, Greg.
I don't need to go any further. Uh-oh. I may need to change. Oh, Lord.
No, you good. I mean, what else? What else could it be? Because they still might be in the same. They might be a buster too.
Stay tuned.
Exactly. All right, Asa.
Oh yeah, my baller for the week is the kicker of the Seattle Seahawks. Set a Super Bowl record,
nice.
going 5 for 5 and 2 for 2 or whatever it was from the extra point. Made all his kicks. Should have been MVP.
He should have been MVP.
If you watch the game when it was 12-0, if you was telling yourself New England had a chance, then you should agree he was the MVP. If you were saying 12-0 and the game was over, then you at that moment you should have been he's the MVP. Because if he misses a couple, New England's still in it. He made all of it. He solidified the deal. So I just don't know how people, you know what I mean?
No. Yeah, we know what you mean.
Oh, my honorable mention is Mike McDonald and what's the girl name? Taylor.
Yeah, they from here.
Maria
Taylor.
Yeah, Maria Taylor, both from Centennial High School. Both went to the Super Bowl together. They won one and she hosted the Super Bowl pregame. So shout out to them. Those are my honorable mentions. So yeah, good shout out, Des. All right, here we go for the busters of the week. You know, I had to sit down. I had to get into my spiritual maturity, and I had to sit down and write myself a letter because I knew I was coming on this show, and I knew Maurice was gonna show up, and I had to deal with Coach. But so I decided not to use my emotional side. I decided to write myself a letter from my spiritual side. So let me pull my letter up real quick. Am I a Duke fan? Yes. Do I bleed blue? Yes, the real blue. Am I disappointed because of the loss? Absolutely. But here's where it gets tough. So, did I watch the game? Did the referee only call one foul on the Carolina Tar Heels for 20 minutes? Yeah. Did the referees cause Duke the game? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. What I'm mostly saying is that it is merely an observation that in any rivalry game, how can you have 7 fouls in one game for the whole team, and Duke had 7 fouls on all 3 of their big men within 10 minutes of the game? Purely observation. I'm not blaming the ref for Duke losing, but I have a hard time ignoring the fact that the referees influence the game. In any kind of rivalry game, the intensity is tough to swallow. And lastly, storming the court is for teams who don't expect to win. And for you to storm the court shows me and tells me that obviously you didn't expect to win the game. And because it was such a shock that you won the game, you had no other choice but to storm the court. Because if you know the rules of storming the court is when the team don't expect to win, wins the game. Not the team, not a rivalry team who wins the game. And my last thing is congratulations on your win. We'll see you March the 7th. The end. So my buster goes out to the referees and not to the team. That was pretty calm, that one, Asa.
I got a question for you. So I know every rule has some exceptions. So a buzzer beater, it
It wasn't a buzzer beater. They had time left. They should have got 2 technical fouls, actually.
Okay. That was my only question I had.
No, the rule is if Georgia State, well, anyway, last night was a perfect example. When you go down to Corey Gables, they weren't expecting to win.
That's really on you, coach, to rebuttal back. I'm just Coach gave me Devin Samuels.
You know I can't mute you, though. No.
I got you, coach. I got you.
You know I
just wondering
can't.
when you finish. You finish, Ho?
Yeah, it's your time.
You gonna need anything? A hug?
No, I'm good.
A nice meal from Big.
I just told you I will see you. I will see you March the 7th.
Okay.
Yeah,
that sounded pretty. I never seen you that sad before. I was hoping I could buy you some dinner or something at the grill, so to make up for it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna turn down no dinner, but I'm good. I mean, ain't nothing we can do about it now, other than see you on the 7th. I mean, after a sweep, after beating you 3 times last year, I mean, what the heck? I mean, go ahead and get you one.
Last year, I didn't eat red beans and rice, so hey, moving on. Oh, yes, I did. I ate one. Yes, I did. My bad.
Mm-hmm. But go ahead, give me your buster then.
It's easy. I'm not going to that game, Mister. And I hate to do this because it's been done all over. Mr. James Pierce Jr. Can I give you a little conversation real quick? I ain't gonna belabor it. I ain't gonna make it a big long presentation. Chris Rock said, and I think I love my wife. You can't lose women chasing money, but you can lose money chasing women.
Mm.
And I'm gonna leave that with you, Mr. Pierce, because you are potentially about to lose a lot of things, sir. And I hate that for you because you're such a good athlete. You just got honored by being nominated for Defensive Rookie of the Year. You didn't win, but you were nominated 10 and a half sacks. But I'm gonna cut it off because I could be all day on this. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of Rakia Jacksons in the world. You could have found another one.
Absolutely.
I'll leave it at that.
All right. Hey, so what you got?
I'm gonna get in the car with Coach. I'm gonna get in there a little bit differently, but I agree with you. Listen, what did I say a couple of weeks ago, man? You got to start adding some things up, and some things ain't worth the cash.
Mm.
And so, we as men, in general, gotta have some sort of self-control and some sort of accountability in that department is in self-control. And so not knowing what the circumstances that they claim were or whatever, at the end of the day, man, you got to add it up. Whatever it is it worth it?
Hold on 1 second. We might have some breaking news. There's an alert out that says Myles Garrett could be traded to the Carolina Panthers.
No.
He's willing to waive his no trade clause.
You got to be kidding me.
It's an alert. It's not. It's just an alert right now.
What's Carolina giving it up? I mean, what's
everything it seems like. Let me see.
But
yeah,
that'd be interesting. That'll be a interesting move. But I'm with you, Coach. I mean, listen, man. He. First of all, again, put your hands on a woman or anything of that nature, and then cops get involved and you try to run the cop over. You think he about to lose a lot of money? It's really at the end of the day, it is over.
Well, it's just an alert right now, so I'm just here to give you the alert portion. I hope it's not true either. My boy stop is I know y'all was on the James Pierce thing, but I think I'm going to have to hold the Falcons accountable for the James Pierce. He didn't have to be Atlanta Falcon. It was sitting right there in his player profile that this man had character issues, off the field issues, and everything. It was sitting in plain sight right there, but you traded a first-round draft pick to go back into the first round to draft a guy that had character issues. It's sitting right there in plain sight. And, yeah, that's why the old regime is gone and the new regime got to deal with the despicable actions of a player that's been known for his character issues. So we can talk about James Pierce, yeah, I get it, but the Falcons, they have the draft. So my boy stop goes out to the Atlanta Falcons old regime for drafting this man when clearly it said he had character issues. All right, Coach. Jump on in the car with me.
I can get in there because my boy stopped going to the Falcons, and I know they had to do it, but maybe it can be explained to me. You're gonna cut Kirk Cousins. Who your quarterback? Kyle Trask, Easton Stick, baby.
You already know they bring a little man in from Cleveland.
No. Somebody said Tua.
He little too.
I know. Somebody said Kyler Murray.
He little too.
I'm like, your choices are very difficult, but you're getting rid of Kirk Cousins. You know what he can do, even though he ain't do nothing, but you haven't gotten those guys yet. And now your quarterback room is the worst quarterback room in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is the worst. So I don't know. Maybe they got some hidden that we don't know about. I tell you what, if Stefanski brings Shedeur Sanders in here and quarterbacks, I will walk from Peachtree Road all the way to Morrow, Georgia, with flip-flops on. But we know that ain't happening, so I don't have to worry about walking. What your quarterback room look like, Atlanta?
Easton Stick and Kyle Trask.
That's it.
Okay, based on my research, it says that the trade that actually happened, it would take a month off, multiple first-round picks, a high-impact starter, possibly a mid-round draft capital, a reset of a franchise competition. That's what it would take to get him. But the what's out now is that he's waived his no trade clause to go to Carolina if they can package a deal together. But I hope they can't. So we'll see.
And I did not know that Myles Garrett is dating somebody, a skier at the Winter Olympics. Chloe Kim.
Oh, really?
Yep.
My man. Go ahead now.
That's
all right, man.
interesting.
That's going to do it for the Ballers and Busters. I made it through it, Coach. I made it through it without having to use my nightstick.
Yeah, I was all the while I was talking, I was looking at it, but I'm sorry, it came back on. My bad.
Yeah.
March. I can just get ready. So you have to do the show by yourself with HO because if Duke win, oh boy. The shame might be.
I'm not like that, bro. If Duke
Yes,
wins,
you are.
they win.
Don't do that. I'm gonna put you on my boy stop list. I'm gonna change it now. Don't you do that. You're gonna be on boy stop within a minute. It ain't gonna take that long.
Anyway, LSU South Carolina play this weekend. So let's talk about it real quick before we get into our roundtable discussion into our question of the day. Coach Fulweiler is at LSU. How you think this game is gonna go down?
LSU gonna get hurt real bad. Ain't no need trying to lie. South Carolina gonna hurt them real bad. That 6'7" girl is rounding in the form for South Carolina. She rounding in the form, and they still got Joyce Edwards, still got Raven Johnson, still got they got what's her name? The girl from Florida State, and LSU got Flo Jace and Fulweiler and a couple players. LSU is gonna get hurt real bad. I can tell them that right now. I know they sound like gonna be a good game.
Hey, so what you got?
I'm with Coach. Like the time that to catch South Carolina was early in the season, but now you got those thumpers that South Carolina has down the low post. They've gotten to a rhythm and understand their game and how to play in that system. It's going to be a problem. Going to be a problem on Valentine's Day.
Okay. Go ahead and talk to us about the underratedness of Dawn Staley.
Oh, so I mentioned this last year. When you look at her dominance, like if you start looking at, the dominance that in college and female collegiate basketball over the last, last few decades, you obviously had UConn. And before that, if you look at Tennessee and Stanford, and then LSU now into South Carolina. Those schools were dominant, or even Iowa too. I won't leave them out. Those schools, those programs were dominant, but they really didn't get tested until the tournament, and probably not till late tournament, right? So second round, Sweet 16, the championship rounds. That's the reason why you had some of those schools, especially UConn, was able to go, so many seasons undefeated, right? 24-0, 34-0, all those kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You go back and look at South Carolina I'll definitely want to say the 3 years, but I'll say about 4 years, but definitely the three seasons now. They're playing a top 15 school once a week at bare minimum.
So what you saying, Dawn, she ain't scared to play nobody.
Correct. So she's also scheduling these, early competition games, but then this also the way the SEC has now rounded out in the shape as far as, there are other programs outside of football. In this case, women's basketball, you got a slay of ranked teams. And so she's getting tested, like I said, once a week. So for her to have these unbeaten seasons or 2-loss seasons and, winning multiple championships in either back-to-back or, multiple in a 2 or 3 year span or whatever, to me is a little bit more impressive than the absolute dominance we've seen out of maybe Tennessee back in the 80s or early 90s or UConn in the 90s and the early 2000s, because in my opinion, they weren't seeing the competition until late in the year, where she's seen it week in, week out. Is hard. So, and her recruiting is top notch, because now, granted, if you have these other schools who are ranked, you're competing with these other programs to get the best of the best. So it's forced her to go. She had multiple years where she's dipping down in the Caribbeans getting girls. You know what I mean? It's causing her to think outside the box.
Now, one of the most impressive things I've seen, she lost her starting 5 1 year, come back the next year, go undefeated with a brand new starting 5, and go undefeated and win the championship. That's impressive. Coach, you want to jump on in this conversation about what Asa is saying? Do you agree?
The thing about them is they don't rebuild, they reload. That's all. They don't rebuild no year, they reload. And when you come up with an innovative idea by letting boys play against your girls and rough them up and get them ready for the season, you know, that's an innovative move right there, making the boys say, hey, don't take it easy on them. If any of them boys out there taking it easy on them because they girl, she put them off. She's bye. Give me somebody else in there. She make the guys play hard like they playing a real game and get her girls tough and get ready. She and then her thing is there's nowhere in the world that she won't go to get a player. And then she don't send no she may send assistants every now and then, but she goes personally into these girls' homes and talk to their parents or guardian or whoever. She doesn't send a lot of people. She goes personally. You know, so hey, that says a lot to a kid who looks up and sees Dawn Staley coming to look at you and say, wow, she's come all the way to see me. That says a lot about recruiting. And that little known fact, I think I told y'all a while back, Full Wiley, her parents, a buddy of mine told me her parents' house is 10 minutes from South Carolina campus. So that's what Full Wiley used to be. But since she left because she wasn't playing, and he said Full Wiley was playing with the varsity at 12 years old back in South Carolina. But, you know, her thing is, I want to start. Like, that's some big deal when you can come off the bench and score 30. But she's at LSU. She's not going to win any titles at LSU. I'm sorry to tell her, because of Carolina, Texas, UConn, those teams. I don't think LSU can match up with them this year.
Talk about Madison Booker for Texas.
All-American, without a doubt. All-American, big time. She got her team in contention for the SEC title, but you got to run into South Carolina. So, hey, they beat South Carolina, but hey, it's gonna be a fight for the finals. I mean, and then you got, like I said, you still got UCLA out there with 6'7". What's the name? Betts. Her. And you got a lot. The women's game, men. I'm gonna say it louder. Men. The women's game has eclipsed the women. I mean, the women's game eclipsed the men's game right now. The men got a shot to make it this year with those freshmen that they all got, but they better make it work because the women are lapping them big time. And even with Juju Watkins not playing this year, but she'll be back next year, the women got the squads. And I know men can name more women than men.
Yeah, well, the women's game right now on the collegiate level, they got the personality with the coaches, they got the personality with the players. Right now they're playing a better brand of basketball, team basketball. And so I agree with you, Coach. And the women have done a pretty good job in marketing their product too.
Yep.
Big time market. All right, real quick, before we jump places, question. Do y'all miss old college football when the Pac-12 and the Pac-10 was a part of the Power 5? Or do y'all like it is now?
Can I go?
Yeah.
They got to go back to it, man. They got listen. I don't. They can go back all the way to the Big 8. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
The reason I'm saying that because today South Dakota State out of SFS, what is it?
FSBS.
North Dakota State.
Is it North Dakota State joined the Big South?
The Bison.
So they had to pay $12 million. Is it the Mountain West? Is it the Mountain West?
Mm-hmm.
Is it South Dakota? I said South Dakota.
North Dakota State.
North Dakota State.
Yeah.
The Bison.
North Dakota State is jumping into the big boy football now. So
Yeah.
that
I mean,
means-
listen, they've been a brand name in the FBS, right? And then you got what, 3 quarterbacks in the last, say, 10 years that have made the league, have come out of there. And so it's an opening, right? Sometimes I'm not saying they're gonna be successful, but sometimes you get too big in your own.
Now? You talking about Trey Lance now?
Well, you got Trey
Yep.
Lance, you got Trey Lance. The one guy that started it all was the one that had to run with Philadelphia before he got hurt. And so started having injuries. So, but you could get too big and playing in your
League?
in your league, and then you gotta step it up. Who was like that? So now I know it didn't never happen, but it almost happened. Remember when Georgia Southern was winning all those championships?
Yeah,
And they had gotten to the point they couldn't beat Georgia, but they was giving Georgia a run for their money when they played, to a point where Georgia was like, nah, y'all getting to about a score too close. We're gonna have to not play y'all for a couple of years. But Georgia Southern was on that run.
Ham and all them was playing. For
Yeah.
them.
And it was like, hey, Georgia, they were talking about, should we stay in that smaller conference or should we, move it with the big boys? Because they had gotten to the point where it wasn't any competition for them. So,
What's his name was the coach? Irk the Jerk was the coach. Irk Russell.
Yeah. So it happens. And now that you got this vacancy out there in the West with, no Pac-12,
Yeah. But you say you think they should bring the Pac-12 back and quit
man, they
tripping.
got to bring the Pac-12 back. They got to do something with the Big 12. Like these super conferences. I'm not the biggest fan of them. No.
What about you, Cole? What you think?
Nope. Bring them back.
Bring it back.
That's just like wrestling. When they made the WWE, the Soul wrestling organization, used to have all those territorial wrestling, which was good because you had more wrestling to watch and more channels and a variety instead of all WWE. They made a conglomerate out of it and took over everything. Bring the old school back, Big 8, Pac-12, Pac-10, whatever it is, the Mountain West, whatever, all of them. Bring them all back.
Mm-hmm. Even with the NIL, bring it back, right?
Yep, Neil. Yeah.
All right, let's get to our question of the day. The Mount Rushmore leadoff hitters.
No.
All right, Coach. You can go first.
Ricky Henderson, Tim Raines, Pete Rose, Ichiro. With
Nice,
Kenny
Coach.
Lofton. Huh?
I said, nice, Coach.
I mean, Kenny Lofton right outside there, and there's a couple more. But those 4, I don't know. You can beat them.
Come on, Dez. Give me your 4. All right, Asa, what you got?
I'm in the car with Coach.
You in the car with Coach?
Yeah.
I can't believe you, Bob, and Coach, y'all missing the main leadoff hitter.
Oh, you talking about Lou Brock?
He my honorable mention, but no, not him.
Did Jeter lead off?
He was the second hitter.
Second hit. Okay.
Tony Gwynn.
No, he was the second and third hitter. Tony Gwynn never led off. All right, let me give you mine. Ricky Henderson, Ichiro. I got Kenny Lofton as well, but my sleeper is Rod Carew.
Carew didn't lead off, did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he batted like third or something, somewhere.
Rod Carew, he set the table. He led off. Tim Raines, honorable mention, along with Lou Brock.
Okay. Yeah, I'd put Carew. And I didn't think Carew led off. He no sleeper now. He would have been in there.
Yeah, he led off. I got to text Bob too to let him know about the Rod Carew situation. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to change mine."
Okay, see, now somebody here they talking about he occasionally led off. He was primarily a number 2 or 3 hitter rather than a full-time leadoff man. Over his Hall of Fame career, he played 370 games in the leadoff spot. Yeah, I remember him leading off
Mm-hmm.
because he was bad. I mean, those guys, you can remember their names just like that. Carew, Henderson, and Ichiro, Pedro, those guys, because you knew one thing. Your number 2 hitter.
Yeah, they're saying today they might hit him second, but back then he was a leadoff hitter. You say if you're building a Mount Rushmore, a leadoff hitter, Carew absolutely deserves serious consideration.
Big Z done chime in. Big Z is here.
Big Z done chime in. Yeah, I was waiting on him. Oh, I hit him up to the Carew. I had Kenny Lofton there before that, but I say you can't beat Rod Carew out.
Nah, you can't.
Can't beat Rod Carew out for sure.
Okay, you just look at them guys. You already you ain't even worried about that because they gonna be on base.
Okay.
Some kind of way, walk, hit back by pitch, error, and then Ricky just made it crazy by hitting home runs at leadoff. And then once they got on, your catcher already mad because like, God darn, now I got to try to throw him out. No, you wasn't gonna do that either. Because there they go.
Coach, it's 8:43.
Uh-oh.
Let everybody know what time it is, Coach. Hold on. I think there's somebody done chimed in.
Big Z. Yeah, oh yeah, Craig Biggio. Yeah, he was a good one.
Yeah, good. All right, back on you, Coach.
I was looking at on news, and I saw something about Erykah Badu, and I just remember that one song by Erykah Badu talking about bag lady. You go get your bag and everything. She was talking about that bag, but I don't think in all her song she had a fun bag. She may have had a Gucci, Louis Vuitton, old paper sack, but she never had a fun bag.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put video that
SRT fun bag, go.
No. Think, since you're thinking now, go on, think. Is it fun? No, sir. No, sir. Absolutely not? Zero fun, sir.
Oh, funny. What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag?
Are we having fun yet?
Yes, sir. It is SRT Fun Bag time. It is that time. SRT Fun Bag is here. It is that time. Let's go ahead and get into this SRT Fun Bag. SRT Fun Bag. We got 5 to 6 questions. Thought-provoking question that's about 30 seconds. Take you about 30 seconds to get it. So let's get to it. First question. Y'all gonna love this one. What was something that you used to sneak and do growing up and you finally got caught?
Eat. When my mama said don't eat off her cake, and had one of them good cakes too that she was supposed to take to somebody, but she always cut a piece off to see how it tastes. But then I came behind and cut a piece off. And she was like, "Who ate my cake?"
Mm.
And then nobody in the house but me and her. So that's in. Ooh, who is that right down there at the bottom? I know her.
What's
Hey,
going on,
Carlotta.
Carlotta? What's happening? What's happening? She said, invite people over. She out there just having a house party. All right, Asa, what you got? Growing
I
up,
had all kind of stuff. I finally got caught sipping on the Ripple a few times.
Not the Ripple.
Not the shampoo.
Yeah, I'm saying.
They used to hide it. They used to have it down in this corner cabinet. I don't think they didn't realize I knew where it was at. And then, you know how you get a little sip and you come back get another little sip. You be like, man, I took too many sips, so it was noticeable that.
Hey, Coach, you gonna love mine. Check this out. The Braves used to get me in trouble. When the Braves played on the West Coast, I was supposed to be in bed sleep, and cut the TV off. So I got so smooth and slick with it. I'm looking at the Brave game and try to turn. You know how you turn the tent down on the TV, turn the light down. I just turned the light down and I put a towel up under the door so she won't see the light. But she finally caught me, so I just cut the TV all the way dark and just sat in front of the TV at the foot of the bed and just listened to the game.
Oh Lord. You like, I was gonna see my Braves.
Yeah, I'm gonna see them Braves. That's when Mike Marshall and Pedro Guerrero and Ken Lund,
not the Powder Blues.
Yeah, them dogs was Willie McCovey was with San Francisco back then, and San Diego had Rupert Jones and Broderick Perkins.
They named the ocean at that part of the park after McCovey, didn't they?
Yeah, McCovey Cove.
McCovey Cove, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, next question. Name a mama saying that you will always remember. A mama saying that you will always remember.
Close the refrigerator door. You gonna run my light bill up.
What's the most famous one? I ain't one of your little friends now.
Yeah.
Or
that's a good one there. I ain't one of your friends.
Are you going in and out? Which one you gonna do? Make your mind up. You gonna be in the house or out the house?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, so what you got?
Don't write a check, your ass can't cash.
All right, let's see. All this noise is making my head hurt. Okay. That's tough, though.
Old fool was a young fool. He ain't wake up to be and became crazy.
All right, the next one.
Don't go in this store and ask for nothing.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, don't go in this store and ask for nothing.
Keep your eyes in your head.
Hey, now it's one buddy of mine usually, but my mom usually. He's like, every time somebody go in the store, start clapping so I know what your hands are doing.
Well,
were you hurt more growing up by getting in trouble or disappointing your parents?
Getting in trouble was painful. I got sores.
More hurt and a disappointment.
I see that.
I was disappointed when she felt she had to whoop me. No, I don't think that deserved a whooping, Mama. Yes, it does. Be quiet, boy.
If you can bring back any one of these from your childhood, which one would you bring back? Saturday morning cartoons, playing outside until the street light comes on, or Friday night game night.
Well, playing till the street light come on, because they show Saturday morning cartoon now. They done brought them back on some of these networks, and game night. Yeah, we still sometime every now and then do that.
Outside till the street lights come on, man.
Outside till the street light come on.
I mean, we tried to
go. You smell like outside. Go wash the outside off.
Yeah, you smell like outside. That's it. But yeah, I remember when that street light come on. I mean, you saw when you saw that first blink, you took off because it ain't gonna blink that many times before it come on. You better get inside.
Y'all, Coach, you ain't gonna like this. You gotta eliminate one forever.
Oh,
pizza, burgers, wings.
Wings.
Z said that ain't fair.
I know, right?
Wings.
Get rid of the wings forever. One got to go forever. All right, Asa, what you got?
Man, I think I might be with Coach. I might, because you can always put all kind of stuff on.
Coach said he like thighs. No wonder he like la la.
You can put all kind of stuff on the pizza and the burger. I think I'd get rid of the wings as well.
Yeah, let Asa talk, HO. We don't need that. Keep that down.
Keep that down.
Somebody say Lala.
Yeah, want to sweep something like that up under the rug. Like Ice Cube said.
Yeah, I might get rid of the wings too.
Get rid of the wings?
I could put
Everybody get rid of the wings. What's going on with the wings? Y'all ain't American Deli wing stop eaters. What's going on with you?
2 bites is gone. Man. Thighs and legs.
All right, here go the money question.
Uh-oh.
5,000 a week. 5,000 a week, no taxes. For the rest of your life. Or one lump sum, 500,000, one time, but you got to pay taxes.
You said 5,000 a week?
5,000 a week, no tax. 500,000, one lump sum, but you got to pay taxes.
Come on, Coach, you got this one.
The 5,000 a week is for the rest of your life.
Give me 5,000 a week. That's over $1 million. And then for life, yeah. That 500,000, that ain't gonna work. That's a one-time payment. No.
One-time payment, yeah. You got to keep that thing coming. Ace, what you got?
I say it's easy. It's 5,000 a week. That's $260 a year. $260 a year. I can live with that.
Look at that. Yeah, I agree. 5,000 a week, baby. I don't know if y'all gonna like this question. For $3 million, could you leave where you are now and live in 3 different locations in the United States? No friends, no co-workers, no nothing. Just you and your $3 million. But you got to spend 1 year in each location. And you get to choose the location that you go to. Could you do it?
Yep. I'll tell you the 3 locations.
Do you have TV and everything?
Yeah, you go live your life just like it is, but you just ain't gonna have no friends. You got to create new friends.
Oh, that's cool. That's no problem.
Give me your 3 locations, Asa.
Houston, Phoenix.
Okay.
And that third one, I'm gonna go somewhere where I ain't never been. I know y'all ain't gonna come and bother me.
United States.
Okay.
either Reno or Lake Tahoe.
Coach, what about you?
Stockbridge, Stone Mountain. You said 3 places. You ain't said where.
Three states.
Oh, I go to Dallas. I go back home to Greenville, and probably Shreveport.
You can't go back
Greenville,
home.
Mississippi.
You got friends home. You can't go back there.
Greenville, Mississippi. You go to Yazoo. You can go to Yazoo.
Oh, I can't go to that's right. I can't go to Greenville. I had to go to Nashville.
That's a good one, Coach. Nashville's a good one.
Dallas, and I say San Antonio. I don't know nobody in San Antonio, but I try to holler at Wembanyama. He be my friend.
No friends or family.
You know what? Then I gotta take out.
No friends or family.
I gotta take Houston out. HO. So that leaves Phoenix, Reno, and Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, you gotta take friends out. Friends and family. No
So
friends and
Phoenix,
family. You gotta be there by yourself with all your money.
Yeah.
$1 million each stop.
Yeah, I've been to
Every time-
Phoenix, but I don't know nobody there.
Every time you make a
I ain't
stop,
trying
you
to
get
go-
$1 million.
Yeah.
All right, let me get to my music question.
Uh-oh. Look at that. Dad says, I saw that.
I feel you on that, Dad. I hear you. All right, one free concert. One free concert. You get one ticket, well, you get 2 tickets. You're going to the concert. You get to choose R&B, hip hop, gospel, country, or pop. What concert you going to the free?
The Elements, baby. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Without a doubt.
R&B.
The Elements.
I'm gonna do the R&B.
You going to R&B? You going to R&B
Yeah.
route?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. CC, okay. All right, if social media disappeared tomorrow, would your life be good or worse? Good, or would it be for the good or good for the worse?
Be for the better.
For the better.
That'll be okay.
There you go, Coach. Look what Big Z say.
That's right. The Elements, baby. That's right, Big Z.
Social media goes away tomorrow. Would that be for the good or for the bad?
Will be for the better.
I got a sports question in there too.
Uh-oh.
Now I gotta find it. All right, here we go. Would you rather win a ring as a role player or never win a ring and be a Hall of Fame superstar?
Say that one more time.
Would you rather win a ring as a role player or no ring and go to the Hall of Fame as a superstar?
Superstar.
Ring as a role player.
Everybody gonna remember you a Hall of Famer, but a role player, everybody ain't gonna remember. They may remember you got a ring, but no, I'm gonna be Hall
I
of
ain't
Famer.
gotta worry about remembering if I got a ring or not, because I'm gonna tell him every time I see him I got a ring. Self-promotion, coach. It's gonna be in my obituary. You go know. It's gonna be required when you announce me to say former, you know how they say, 1-time, 2-time NFL or whatever champion. Oh, that's gonna be a requirement.
Yeah, and they also gonna say for me Hall of Famer. Every time they say mine.
That's fine. I know a lot of Hall of Famers wish they had that ring. Charles Barkley, they did a lot of chasing at the end of their career trying to get that ring.
Last question of the night. Oh, Dad said, give me the superstar, make more money. Give me that gold jacket. I feel you. Last question of the night. If you can look into the future, we're going to keep one, bench one, and cut one on this one. If you can look into the future, keep, bench, and cut, would you like to know how long you will actually live, how much money you will ever, the largest amount of money that you'll ever make, or know if you ever get sick or not?
Oh Lord. Ooh. I don't know about this one. I pass. Because I don't want to know when I'm gonna die.
I got it. I got the answer. I want to know about my health.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep.
Yep. We can bench the money. And you cut how long to live.
You don't want to know?
Yeah.
Nah, I want to enjoy the moment. I don't want to know that I got an expiration date.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in the car with Ace on that one. That's a good group.
Okay.
That's a good deal.
Okay. I thought that was the last question, but I thought about Coach. Last one. Spell obnoxious. Obnoxious.
But you had to think about it.
Yeah,
that's because Carolina won. That's the petty boy. Y'all funny to me.
Yeah.
Obnoxious. OBNOXIOUS.
Yeah, I knew you knew how to spell it.
Obnoxious.
Everybody in Chapel Hill probably should know how to spell that by now.
That's the petty boy.
Yeah, dog. That's it.
That was petty. I'm finna go and smoke me a cigar tonight.
He went 50 Cent on you, Coach. He went petty.
Everybody talking about 50 Cent when they talk about him don't want to go in against T.I. If I were T.I., I wouldn't want to go against 50 Cent.
Hey, listen, let's go ahead and start this right now. T.I. and 50 Cent in the verses. Who you got?
Woo!
T.I.
I think, hey.
Because 50 got rich and died trying. That was it for him.
I'm about to say it depends on how they set that joint up. If they set it up right, T.I. should run away with it. But if he fumble a bag and mess it up, 50 can get him. But I'm gonna roll with the home team.
Go with the home team.
I ain't messing with 50 Cent. He'll write a documentary about you. And next thing you know, you have all of you mess with him. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Dad say his catalog too strong. I agree. Hey, with that being said, man, listen. You hear the music, you already know what it is. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm your main man, H.O. from Bankhead. Thanks for tuning in for another great episode. Thanks to Coach, Asa, and Bob for coming through, man. The crew is back together, man. And, boy, we had a good time tonight. And yee, yee, yee. What a Super Bowl. We got a whole lot to look forward to. We got basketball playoffs shaping up, and LeBron James cannot be traded because he missed too many games now. So he's not going to Cleveland. Be on the lookout for the Myles Garrett if Carolina can put together a package for Myles Garrett. Us Falcon fans say, well, let's hope you can't put that package together, and let's go be it. So got a whole lot to tune in and look forward to, especially in March 7th, that is. And we'll holler at y'all next week. Coach, give me your shout out.
Shout out to the crew, H.O., Asa, D. Will, Hancock, everybody. The people that watch, Robert, and you had to give out to Robert. All the people who are listening, thank y'all for listening again. We sure appreciate y'all. Thank my boys, Red Rev, and anybody else. Looking forward to seeing y'all on Saturday. It's going to be a rainy Saturday, so you ain't got nothing better to do. Come on in and listen to the show. 10:30 Saturday. And that's all, folks.
Hey, so what you got, bro?
Shout out to the SRT family, man. Had a good time. Ain't seen y'all in a couple of weeks. Life be life in a little bit. Always enjoy myself. Holla at me on all social media. Myself and Don. Just go to DNA Sports Talk. And on all social media, you can find us. Hopefully, we'll be back on a regular schedule this coming Monday, 7 to 9.
There it is. With that being said, man, this is H.O. from Bankhead. R.I.P. Moms and Pop. R.I.P. BC. Everybody out there in the SRT world, the SRT tenant. For myself, Asa, Coach, Hancock, D. Will, Robert. You got me calling Robert. Bob. Mitty. E-Dub. The whole game, baby. This is SRT, man. We'll holler at y'all next week. We out. Peace.
Peace.